You don't need to if you don't want to. It's
Okay,
fine.
well, yeah. I feel like it's going to mess me up.
You saw Alyssa McLeod leaving as well. She's replaced by Molly Hale.
First question, pretty simple. Just tell about yourself. Where did your soccer journey begin?
Well, I started, when I was really little, probably like 4, just started house league like every other kid. And I was in every sport, like basketball, hockey, like kind of baseball, every sport. And like I noticed I was good at soccer. I really liked it. So I just kept going, and I joined Futuro, the like youth academy, at a really young age. And then after like a year of doing like whatever, like the house league lowest thing you could do, I got asked to play for the 07 boys team.
Yeah.
So I went on that, and I've trained with the boys kind of for my whole life coming up. I still play on the boys team, and yeah, and I've joined a girls team, and I play also with NDC Academy in Toronto. I train with them every once in a while, and yeah, that's basically my soccer journey.
Wow.
Like I've kind of stayed Futuro my whole life. It's been a perfect fit, especially since I played competitive hockey up till last year, and then until like grade 5 or 6, I was doing competitive basketball too. So it's been like
It's been a lot.
busy, yeah.
So tell me about the sports that you've done, because I saw you did hockey. I didn't know about basketball or anything. So
No,
you did
yeah.
soccer, hockey, and
And I did basketball. Well, my dad played basketball, so like growing up, I've always been playing basketball and stuff. And then I played for guardsmen just on the boys team for a while. And then once I got to like grade 5 or 6, I can't remember, I had to stop because obviously it was pretty busy with hockey, soccer, basketball, balancing everything.
Okay, and quickly, the teams that you played with, because you're saying you played with the boys, were they originally mixed, or were you like the only girl on the team?
So originally I was the only girl. There was one other girl who joined for a while, and she just quit a few years ago, which is too bad. But yeah, right now I'm the only girl on the boys team. But it's good. Like I've known most of them, kind of growing up with them, playing on the same team, and like some of the players on our team are off, like going pro, trying to go pro, and yeah, it's good. I've known everyone, and I'm also on the girls team. I start off.
Are you talking about? Sorry to cut you off. Soccer.
This is still soccer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
it's
just trying
easy.
to stay on
And then
track.
I'm on the girls team at Futuro, and then also with NDC in Toronto.
It's pretty interesting though. I want to talk about that. How difficult was it for you to integrate the boys team? Because being the only girl might have not been that easy.
I've always liked it, especially since I started at such a young age. I knew like a lot of the boys growing up, so they kind of just treated me like a part of the team, which I really enjoyed. I mean, you might think like at the start they might not pass you as much because like you're the girl on the team, but then once I get playing, they see that I'm actually like I fit in. They'll play me the ball, and yeah, it's been good. It's a great experience because it's kind of like obviously like faster, like levels higher than the girls. So when I go and play with girls, I can kind of like showcase like my skill and have my personality like show on the field more.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So what about like physically? Because there's the quickness of the game, but there's also the physical aspect. You've been playing since you were, younger, but once you hit a certain age, guys start to get a bit bigger, and it starts to get a bit harder. How was that for you?
Well, when I was younger, obviously like it was great. I was still one of the fastest on the team, but like over like especially like maybe like a few years ago, I started noticing like, oh, now all the boys are faster than me. But it's been good. Like it's kind of cool. I have to learn how to adapt to play, like whether like I'm the fastest, I'm the strongest, or like I'm the slowest, I'm like the like weakest. I have to learn like how to play in the different environments. So it's been good because then when I go and play at higher levels, I know like here I might not be as fast as people, but what can I do to kind of get away with still like playing well.
Back then, how did you have to adapt with everything, with basketball, hockey, and soccer at the same time?
Yeah, so that's another reason I play for Futuro. It's been amazing. My coach Sanjeev, he's incredible. He's like a big supporter of like multi-sport athletes. So he's always let me say like, make as much as you can, but if you need to miss for something else, you can. So like back in the day, I'd have like on a Saturday, I might be in a hockey tournament that's here, I have a game in the morning, go to soccer practice, then go to basketball, and then like go back to another game. Like back in the day, it was just wild. But I mean, that's what I like. Like I like being busy. Even now, I try to do as much as I can. Like I wish I could still play other sports. I just don't have time.
And how did you get involved with the Futuro Soccer Academy? What was that experience like?
I think I started when I was way younger, like just playing for the junior academy, and then when I got asked by Sanjeev to go try out for the 07 boys team, I played for them, and then it's been great, like great experience. especially like being able to play for the boys team has been like obviously good to push me. And then also Futuro is just like really focuses on developing players, which I think is important. And then also we have like guest coaches come in from Europe and all these other places to kind of just like bring in like how you play in different parts of the world, which has actually been really helpful for when I go off and play like for Team Canada against the other countries.
Exactly.
Like for example, one time like we've gone for tournaments, we've played against like teams in England, like Premier League teams, which is obviously a great experience because now when I go and I played against England, I kind of had an idea of how some of them would play.
So you were ranked number 1 in FTF Canadian Combine. What did that moment meant for you?
I know when I play well, but to know that people notice when I play well means a lot to me. I mean, like to be able to like know that people can tell that I show my personality on the field, that means a lot to me because I try to play different from other people, try to use more skills, kind of use like Futuro style. Like if you've seen them play, you know, like a lot of
tactical,
a lot of technique, lots of skills, a lot of like techie players. So I try to like show that when I play, and I thought it was cool that FTF noticed that and they thought I was good. Yeah, man,
it was you were first out of like 125, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What was that combine experience like? You said that you showed the Futuro style.
Yeah.
How well did you prepare? What was everything like? The whole experience.
I mean, for me, I loved it. Like, I love playing with new people and stuff. I think I did my first FTF when I was like way too young, like grade 6 or 7. I wasn't supposed to, but my coach said like, oh, everyone should do this on the team. But I was playing with the 03 and 05 girls. So obviously they're like 3-5 years older than me. So I was like, oh, I'll just sign up. Not realizing what it was. And it was a cool experience. Got to play with all these older girls. And then like a few years ago, I went back to do it. And it was just fun. I find like playing with lots of new people, you kind of can showcase your skills more because they don't really know how you play. And like, yeah, it's a good way to stand out. It's fun too. I get to play with lots of people I know from like Toronto, Montreal. I get to see them all there. So
what really happened after the FTF Combine? Would you say there was a certain burst that you played? I don't know, because right now you're playing U17 Team Canada, right? Where does that come from? How did you get there?
I think so. After I did FTF, I went and I joined NDC Ontario. I'm kind of a part-time player. Like I'll go there for a few
weeks. That's Toronto, right?
Back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the National Development Center in Toronto. There's one in Montreal and there's one in BC.
Okay.
And then so I go there every once in a while, and that's kind of how I got noticed for Team Canada because they do these thing NDC Combine, and it's in the winter. That's also how I got noticed for schools and stuff too. Not only FTF, but that as well, because like the 3 teams play against each other, and there's a bunch of schools there. And then the national team coaches, the youth coaches, obviously, they come and watch, and that's basically where they pick their players. Like if you look at the roster, everyone's from an NDC of some sort for the most part. So yeah, that's where they noticed me. It was this like December, I did the NDC Combine, and then got the email after that I was selected.
So would you say that NDC contributed pretty much a lot for youth playing in Team Canada right now, and the NCAA commitment that you had?
Yeah, so I'd say like for my development and everything, that was all like Futuro to push me to get better. And then NDC is really good, I find, for exposure, and even when I go now, they help me develop. But especially they really like got my name out there. Like all the coaches are there, they're able to see me like in person. I'm on the team. Like, yeah, it was really good. That's the reason I'm on Team Canada. Well, obviously, like the reason I've worked hard, I've played for all these clubs, but like NDC is kind of the reason I've been seen.
And I've seen a bit of information about you playing in France.
Oh,
There's not that many information on that.
Yeah.
Can you, I don't know, just enlighten us on what was that experience like? What did you do exactly?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so a few years ago, I went to this combine. Like our coach Sanjeev just sent out an email. There's going to be a combine in Toronto. It's for like a bunch of pro clubs, some in France, some maybe in England. And I went to that. I think it was A and B showcase. I went to that, and there was coaches from Nice, Le Havre, and a bunch of other places. And then I showed my skills there, played well. And afterwards, the coaches email you and say like, oh, would you like to come for a trial at our club? And then I was like lucky enough, I got a chance to go do a trial for Le Havre and Nice over in France, and that was great. So like then the following year, I had a tournament in England actually.
Yeah.
And the week after,
Okay.
I flew to Paris and I was in a tournament with Le Havre because they were doing a tournament there. And it was like, there was lots of teams in it, like PSG, they won it actually. They're really good. And yeah, there was and like Lyon was in it. I think they were also in the finals.
That's crazy. Okay.
I went with Le Havre. We played a tournament and basically like my parents just dropped me off. I had to go camping with the team.
Okay.
I speak French, but not that much. So
Not
like,
that much.
it was a cool experience, and like it was U19, and I think I was maybe 15 then.
That is.
So it was like incredible experience, especially like getting to play with like at such a high level at a young age. Kind of really showed me how the level I need to get to in order to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after that, I flew to Nice, and I had a week trial there. It wasn't as high level as Le Havre, obviously, because they're League 1, League 2, but it was also a great experience. I got to play with the under-19 team, and then with the second team, I did a session with them as well.
Wow. Why do you think you're so good at soccer? Because at such a young age, you're already flying around the world, having tryouts with Nice, Le Havre, playing against teams like, PSG, that type of stuff. It's crazy. So why do you think you're able to showcase that type of talent?
I think like ever since a young age, I've been like relatively coordinated, but like it's all I want to do is play sports, play soccer, like outside all day, especially when I was younger, and like all sorts of sports. I think doing the multiple sports like kind of helped me, like it kind of translates between the games, so that helped a lot on like my athleticism and coordination. And then also like I've been like kind of a quick learner with skills and stuff. So once I learned that, I learned kind of how to use that against a defender as well. Like if I do a fake, I can tell like if the defender's gone or not, like when I should actually go by. So I find like using like technique and stuff is important in the women's game, especially like originally it was kind of more like ball in the air back and forth, but I find if I try to play like my own way, it's easy to stand out.
Okay.
And like obviously like I'm a hard worker, so I think that helped me get there.
That's awesome. Yeah, speaking about hard work, what is day in the life training for you? What does it look like?
It really depends where I am.
Because you're talking about you're flying there, you're flying left to right, but when does the training happen?
It's always happening. Like when I'm here, I train with Futuro. I do some extras. We have workout sessions, all that. When I'm in Toronto, I'll train with NDC. And yeah, when I'm with Team Canada, whatever their training looks like, it just depends where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any solo training that you doing?
Yeah, I do lots of solo training, like at my house. Maybe I'll have like a friend come with me and just work on whatever I need to work on. Sometimes like my coaches at Futuro, they'll come. I'll ask them if they can like stay after or go before and do some work there.
I can't imagine how do you have time to even like with hockey.
Yeah, hockey was a bit crazy. That was a bit.
Would you like skip trainings sometimes?
Yeah, I would always like try to balance it as much as I could. Hockey, the coaches are a little like more intense, like be there. You can't miss anything. But luckily, like my coaches at Futuro, they've been okay with letting me miss here and there. And that's also, I'm on the boys and the girls team. So I kind of am available. If I miss a session, there's another one later I can go to. So that's been good. And yeah.
Okay, and if you had to say, would you prefer hockey or soccer?
Soccer.
So soccer is your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite. Up until a few years ago, I was like a bit iffy.
Okay.
But now it's like definitely my favorite. And I'm better at it. So.
Okay.
And I love winning. So.
Okay. And how would you say hockey helped you? Soccer.
It helped me a lot, especially I'd say like a lot of people would think like it helps a lot with like how I move side to side, especially because like hockey you're like pushing sideways that mostly. Also like the speed of the game in hockey is way faster.
You think so?
Yeah, hockey it's like here, there. You never stop. You're on for like around a minute, 45 seconds to a minute and a half, I'd say, and you're sprinting the whole time that you're off for a few minutes. That you're on.
True.
So it's like the pace of the game just like, and then when I go to soccer, everything kind of looks like not slow motion, but like so much slower.
It's a bit slower.
It's easier to process.
A bit slower, and you have more cardio.
Yeah,
right?
I help with my cardio. And then also just like with like how hard I work, I find hockey like kind of one of my things is I was always going as fast as I can, like forecheck, back check. So if that like translates to hockey, I just, to soccer, I know like go hard the whole time.
All right, so now we're going to talk about NCAA and Team Canada. So starting with NCAA, how did you receive that call or that email? What happened exactly? Speak us through that.
Okay, so on June 15th last year, that's like the day that all the schools in the States can reach out to you. So last year, June 15th, it was like 12 a.m. I started getting emails from a bunch of schools.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, UCLA caught my eye. So I texted all the schools back, and then the next day, well, on June 15th, the actual day, I had like a bunch of calls with a bunch of schools.
But would you say that's from the Combine or specifically?
I think between FTF and the NDC Combine, that's where they saw me.
Oh, because.
But they never told me where they actually saw me. I need to ask, actually. They never told me where they saw me,
Okay.
but I know one of the coaches, he's from France. I think he might have played PSG growing up. So I think they saw that I had experience playing in France, and I know UCLA, they want to kind of bring a more European style. So they saw that, they know that I know how to play that way. I've seen how it is. So that's one of the reasons they liked me. And then, yeah, so I got all the calls, and then I picked the schools I liked the most, had a call with them, and then I committed really early to UCLA, but that's just because I knew I wanted to go there.
Okay, that's really good. What other schools did you have? It's just not too discreet.
I had like a few others. I don't know. I'll just name like a few. I had South Florida, Harvard. Like, there was a bunch of them, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Speaking about school, how do you balance school with everything?
That's been tough the past year. like before this year, school hasn't been like as busy, but this year's been really busy, especially since I missed so much this semester. But I just like make sure when I'm there to learn as much as I can, and maybe ask my teachers like, what can I do to catch up before I go? Like, for example, I was gone for like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Not long ago, so I had to like ask my teachers, what do I do to catch up? What could I do to stay caught up? I mean, I didn't go online school, so it's been kind of tough, but maybe in the future I'll move to online school to make it a bit easier.
Okay. And do you think it's going to be easier once you go to UCLA? Because I guess you're not going to be playing in Futuro anymore and going back and forth everywhere, so you're going to be used to it. Would you say?
Yeah, for sure. It'll definitely be easier once I'm there, because like school is soccer there, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm always just there, so that'll definitely be easier. Like here I'm like in Ottawa, go to Toronto, go to Montreal, go to France, go like Spain, wherever.
You have like 4
so,
teams.
like, yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm on a bunch of teams, so.
So, what did you learn from playing or training in a European environment compared to Canada, if you had to put a comparison?
Yeah, so one big difference is in Canada, I've noticed, especially actually on the girls and boys sides, it's more like you're bigger, you're stronger, you're better, faster, like just go, like physicality
Really?
is bigger here. You wouldn't think that, but like once you go to Europe, like we played against some teams, like even the boys teams there, they were a lot smaller. Like obviously they had some like really big kids, but then they had a lot of kids that were just smaller, and they were just all like techie. They just all had like really good technique.
But no physicality.
But less physicality, and I think they focus more on developing the technique, and then physicality comes later. So I noticed like how to play, like how they play. They just play like so like clean, I found. And also when I went to France versus England, there's a bit of a difference. In England, they were more like techie, use skills. They built up kind of from the back. They built up slower, whereas France was more like back and forth, but they still used like lots of technique. Like even there, obviously they were a lot bigger than me there.
Yeah.
So they were still way more physical than me. And they're really physical, and I'd say the ref call less there, which I like more. The refs don't call as much. They let them get away with more, but their technique is just always like perfect.
Okay.
I found.
And would you say, since you're more like technical, you're trying to implement the Futuro style and playing against players that are more physical, would you say that it kind of just balanced your playing style a bit, that you had to adapt, I guess?
Yeah, it really helped me adapt. I found, especially like just having the technique is like the base. Then you can focus on like the tactics of the game. And if you have the technique, you don't have to think as much. Like the ball comes to you, and you know where it's gonna be on your foot, rather than like if you have to like focus on where the ball is, you won't be able to make your decisions as well. So I think it's important to have techniques so that you can focus on the rest of the game, and that helped me adapt there, especially because I could see the way they play and just kind of build off of that.
We've talked about NCAA, you've been called up. What about the Canadian team, U17?
Yeah.
What was that story like?
Yeah, that was like a great experience. That was like the best experience of my life so far. It was amazing. So first we went to Spain, and then the first time I ever played. Well, first of all, I knew like maybe like 5 or 6, actually close to maybe like 7 players there.
Wow.
I'd say, just from NDC. So I was already knew a few people, and I got really close with them there, along with like all the people from all over Canada.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Like, everyone was nice. We had lots of fun, and then we trained there, and then the first game I played was against England. So that's like a big game, obviously.
Yeah.
England's one of the top teams in the world. So I was really nervous, but I was more excited going into it. And then, yeah, I just go play the way I play. I learned now, like, I want to try to show my personality a bit more.
Yeah.
But I learned, like, the first game kind of got the nerves out and everything. And, yeah, it's been a great experience, just, like, playing at the international level. Yeah, it's been great.
So you've played with the national team. Your first game was with England. The second game was with?
I was against Scotland.
And what about Scotland? How would you say that the difference is between Scotland and
Well, England's obviously like top because
Yeah.
all their players are like Man City, Arsenal, like all these big clubs. They've all grown up through the academy, which is like, yeah, it's really good there. And then when we played against Scotland, it was a bit of a drop. They weren't bad. They just played a bit differently. Like, England, calm on the ball. They built up. They kept possession the whole game. Scotland was good, but they tried to like attack more. We had more possession that game, I found. And then, yeah, they weren't as good, but they were still really good. Like, it was a
Okay.
great experience.
So I guess England was the hardest team.
England's the hardest team we've played so far, but yeah, there's lots of better teams out there, I think, but they're the hardest team me personally, the hardest team I found playing against so far.
And just to go back a bit, because that's one thing I didn't understand. What was the call-up like for Canada? Did you receive an email, a call?
Yeah, so you just receive an email saying you're on the long list, and then about a week later, 2 weeks later, I don't really remember, they'll send out saying if you made it to that camp or not. Then when you made it in Spain, we played our 3 games against England, Scotland, Sweden, and come back. Then like maybe like a month later, you get another one saying you made it to the long list. For the qualifiers in Nicaragua, we got like the letter saying we're on the long list, and then you wait another week, and then they'll say like if you made it or not. And then when we made that, I had to go Toronto, train for a week, and then go off to Nicaragua.
So when you say you wait, are you like doing tryouts in between, like? No?
Basically, they'll send you, because after NDC comp, they kind of picked who they wanted for the long list.
Okay.
They sent the thing, and then there was no trial in between. I'm
So
not
they're
sure
just
what that
cutting off
Yeah.
based on your performance
Yeah.
in that first trial?
Yeah, based
That's
on
crazy.
the performance, and then after we went to Spain, based on our performance there, they picked the team for Nicaragua.
So what are your long-term goals? Like, are you aiming for college career, pro contract, full like team representation? Like,
Yeah, well, my goal is to be the best as I can be. I've always wanted to go pro play in Europe, or now the teams in North America are also getting really good, so maybe play there. And I obviously, like, my dream would be to play for the first national team. And yeah, I just want to be like as best I can. I want to try to play at the highest level, but still kind of show like my personality on the field, not just kind of play like everyone else. I want to be able to like make an impact at the highest level.
so the story seems very, very perfect, very like linear. Did
Yeah.
you have any downsides?
Yeah, I've had like lots of setbacks. There's been times where I haven't been as good. I mean, it took me a while to get to NDC, especially since I didn't play OPDL growing up, and that's like the feeder for it.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to manage to get there, and also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, for like a few years ago, I got the invite thing to try out for Team Ontario,
Okay.
and I was one of the only people not from OPDL there. And I didn't really get the chance to play much at the trials. I played like 10 minutes total.
Wow.
Just because they had kind of already picked the team from OPDL. I didn't even end up making Team Ontario. And then the next year I ended up making NDC, and then after that to the national team. So I had a few setbacks in there, but eventually made it.
Okay. So would you say that was your most important setback?
Yeah, well, that kind of like hurt me a little bit that I didn't make Team Ontario when I knew I was better than the people on it.
Yeah,
But I didn't get a chance to like show that really. So that kind of hurt me. And then I've had like a few setbacks here and there. Like there's been months where I haven't been as good, had like games where I haven't played as well. But I always know like I could have played better. So like try to figure out why didn't I play better.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So how did you bounce back? Because the goal of this podcast mostly is that people that are watching can understand, the player's perspective, right?
Yeah.
So once they fall back, how can they get up,
Well,
right? That's why it's called Rise Up.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I was just mad. Like, I was so mad. I was like, how did I not make this? Why am I not on the team? Then I just go home, work as hard as I can, and every time I play against someone that was on the team, I make sure I kill them. Like, I go past them. I don't let them beat me. That's the thing. Like, I know if people think someone's better than me, in my brain, I need to show that to everyone that I am better than, to myself, I'm better than them. Like, if this girl makes it and I don't, but in my head, I know, like, I can be better than her. I see how she plays. Then I make sure I work as hard as I can to be better than her. And next time I play her, I am better. And, like, in the game, for example, if I go, say I'm like full back, left back, trying to play the winger, I play them and I mess it up. Like, sometimes, like, people would, like, kind of shy away from doing it again. But I find, like, I just want to play it again to prove that I can play it, like, the proper way. Like, maybe the next time I'll, like, Travella, like, take a touch outside, play it, figure out why things don't work, and then make it better.
And how do you keep that mindset? Because as a soccer player, sometimes when you're in an environment where there's a lot of good players, every time you go up a step, it gets harder, right?
Yeah.
How do you keep that mindset of, I want to go past that player, even if I lose, I need to keep going?
Yeah, well, personally, like, what's the point in playing at a higher level if I'm not trying to make a difference still? Because then I may as well be at the lower level. So I find, like, when I go up, I still have to try to beat players, go past players, because that's the only reason I'm there, because I know I can. I just have to try to do it at that level.
If you had a message to tell, I don't know, younger girls especially, a quick message to tell them, what would you tell them?
I would just say, obviously, like, work as hard as you can always. Play, like, the way you want to play. Don't try to play like other people. Always show your own personality on the field, because the only way you're going to get noticed is if you play like you play as best as you can. So adapt to, like, how the game is, but also make sure, like, you're trying to make a difference in the game.
So thank you very much for your time. It was a
Thank
really
you.
good podcast. After much texting, going back and forth, we finally got it happening.
Yeah,
So yeah, thank you for being on the second episode of Rise of the Champs.
of course. Thank you for
That is
having
it.
me.
No problem.